In this episode of Still Building America, Darla introduces you to Lashanna Lintamo, an ironworker and welder from Sacramento, California. Coming from a long line of metalworkers, Lashanna wants to keep passing the torch on to young welders in the United States and Ethiopia, where she has established a welding apprenticeship program. She has a strong social media and YouTube presence that aims to inspire other women to consider the welding trade. We love Lashanna's energy and know you will too.
Everybody, welcome once again to this episode of Still Building America, and today I have the amazing honor of speaking with Lashanna Lintamo. On Instagram, she is known as the Fashion Welder, and I started following her a little while ago. I think it's been at least over a year that I have been following your account. And honestly, I love it because you're so positive and you're encouraging, very informative for young welders or even established welders. I shouldn't even say just young welders, but established welders too. I love your attitude. You are a content beast. Your content is really, really good. I want way more people to follow you and see what you're up to, because not only are you a total unicorn at any construction site, right? I mean, you're a Black female welder, iron worker. Come on. I mean, there's not that many of you out there. So not only are you that, and you do that freelance, but you have all these other amazing endeavors, and you're just very passionate and driven. So we're going to dig into all of that. But first things first, I want you to share with our audience, how did you get started on your welding career path? What launched and inspired that?
Oh my gosh, Darla. My grandfather inspired me. Well, I always like to say iron is in my blood because my great grandfather, who was in the slave trade, was a blacksmith. And that's how, he came through the slave trade, and it just kind of trickled on down to generation to generation. My grandfather was a welder in World War II in the Army. My great-grandmother was a Rosita Riveter. She built the ships, World War II ships. And later down the line, I got a chance to disassemble those same ships. So it just kind of trickled down the generation bloodline. And actually, I didn't get started into it, as early as people would think, since I grew up around it. I actually took it up like in my 20s. I really didn't have too much interest in welding. Growing up, watching grandpa work around the house, but,
right.
Work ethic and a hard, driven work lifestyle was just a part of my everyday.
Wow. Somehow that was just all in the back of your mind and in your past with, family ancestors. It is amazing how that comes back to us.
Yeah.
I come from a long line of skilled trade workers, blue collar workers myself. But I went away to 4-year university, got my degree, and there was no way I was going to do anything to get my hands dirty and come full circle. I'm married to a welder who started as a millwright, and we live in Detroit. It's like an industrial mecca. And now here I am sitting doing an interview for The Fabricator, one of the industry's largest publications. It's part of who we are. It's amazing how that kind of just comes back full circle. And I'm so inspired by hearing your story with, oh my goodness, going way back like that. How much time did you spend with your grandfather? Did you spend a lot of time with him growing up?
Oh, yes. I'm a tomboy at heart. I hated vacuuming. I hated dusting. I wanted to be outside with Grandpa. My earliest remembrance was he was out in the back welding and, had weeds and stuff on the ground, and a fire broke out. And I went and grabbed the water hose, and he lifted up his hood and said, "Weasel," that's my nickname. "Weasel, what you doing?" I was like, "Oh, Grandpa, I'm the fire chief," So I just love that story because I always thought, outside of the box. I never limited myself of who I was. It's just how I was raised. It wasn't about color or where you came from or, what capabilities that you should have. It was all about, just trying something and getting out there and doing it. Grandfather's motto, which came from his great grandmother was, if you don't have it, make it. If you break it, fix it. Don't borrow money. So I just kind of like followed the guidelines.
That's
and
solid.
I just loved, yes, I just loved working with Grandpa. You know, he recently passed in September. God bless him.
Oh.
I just loved working with him. Everything on this property, he pretty much built, from trailers, from tractor equipment, fences, you know, the house,
Yeah.
know, sheds and everything. So I was just really around it. And like you said, you know, college, I was getting prepared to go to college, and I was a triathlete, basketball, track, and softball. And I was going from junior college to university, and my grandfather and my uncle sat me down. They were like, listen, economy is getting ready to crash and things are taking a turn. You need to pick up a trade. And I'm like, what? You know, I really didn't even know, you know, like, what's a trade, you know? And I took their advice. I went into a pre-apprenticeship program at Cypress Mandela in Oakland. And it was a 6-month program. And girl, they just taught us, you know, how to, you know, construction mathematics, construction etiquette, you know, hard work ethic, you know, hustling and soliciting your own work. And there's where I went and took a test for the plumber and pipe fitters, local 342. And out of like 2,000 and something people, there was only less than 500 of us who got accepted and indentured. And I was one of them. I couldn't believe it because I suck at math. But you know, it didn't stop there. It was while I was out there busting cast iron and soldering copper and things, I was building the Dublin BART station and in the Bay Area. And I remember looking up at those welders and seeing all that molten metal just, you know, dripping on them. And they were just like, so like, oh my God, you look like Transformers, like some Avengers or something. I was like, what is that? And I was just like, yes, I need to do that. Forget this hot cast iron. I need something more exciting. And I went for it. I switched over. Wow. I'm so glad I took that chance.
Wow.
Because I just got a chance to just do my own thing. And I was just, being a female welder took me in different directions and on a path that I never would have expected. Got a chance to jump around from union to union and be indentured and work for a while, and wherever the work was, I followed, and it was just a grand experience.
Wow. So how long have you been in the trade?
Oh, Lord, you're going to make me feel like an old child. Well, it's been about 13 years. It's been about, I'd say 2007, I really jumped into it.
But what's amazing about that is that you have a lot of experience under your belt now, and I see how that experience is feeding some other things that you're doing and some other passions. One of the things I want you to share a little bit about is, I know you started up an apprenticeship program for welding in Ethiopia. Can you tell us a little bit about how that got started?
Well, when I first went to Ethiopia, my character alone, I'm just a servant. I like to serve. I love to give to people. I'm a people person. Nothing makes me more happier. And I decided, you know what? I knew that they didn't have the equipment. I knew they didn't have the resources nor the knowledge about welding. But I also knew that they were trying to develop their country, not only politically, but they wanted to develop it structurally and education and such things like that. There was slacking. And I feel that third world countries, if they knew more about developing a trade or developing resources, that's one thing they just didn't have. So my little self, I went out and I started a fundraiser, and I got Home Depot, Wendy's, and different sponsors like that to donate. And I brought welding hoods and safety goggles, PPE, and welding gloves and all types of stuff. I just packed my bags, girl. And I went out there and I just started visiting the schools and, just seeing what their science programs look like and different things like that, because I had a passion. I just wanted to teach. I want to give back in a phenomenal, unexpected way, who says it can't be done? You just got to get out there and do it,
I love that.
Yeah, and I just developed a relationship with the schools, and I went to some tech schools and mechanic schools, and have huge warehouses, but just a small table with a few tools on it. No welding glasses, no safety gear, no anything. And there I knew, like, this is not going to end here. I need to go back and I need to do something else. And if they're going to do this, we need to do this right. So I decided to volunteer my services and start teaching them. So I just went from shop to school to school, giving lessons, out on the projects with them, out on different sites with different workers. And I have some family who are also working in the construction field there. So they help me out as well. So now it's starting to develop and grow, and they can't wait for me to get back. And I can't wait to get back either, but we're gonna need some more fundraising.
Well, if they had any welding equipment, I'm sure it was pretty old.
They built their own transformers.
Wow.
Old equipment, wires everywhere, grinding discs that are completely not safe.
Wow.
I mean,
that's
OSHA
scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the shocking portion was them seeing me as a woman walking into those doors or walking into the site. It was, why are you here? Because it wasn't, when I started some years back, it wasn't popular at all or expected for a woman, especially to be on a construction site. Very shocking, because a woman to be able to do, again, stereotypical perception, a man's job. Right. Just really shook some boundaries there. And I'm glad it's a good shake, because there's so many women that came together, and I had this little small conference, and we had about almost 200 young ladies came, and they were just so inspired and just hungry to do more. How do I start my business? How do I get into business and development and building development and engineering? I want to be a engineer as well. I want to be a welder. I want to be a carpenter. I want to be a contractor. And I'm like, yes, girl, yes.
Wow.
You can do it. It's just that the resources and the availability may not be where it should be. But as we progress, things are turning around for sure.
Wow. I can't wait to see what you do next and who you get to pass the torch to. That's pretty incredible to think about these young girls who are now dreaming about building up the infrastructure in their country and how they're going to be a part of that. It's so exciting. We'll definitely keep our eyes on you with that project. I just love that you're so, as I had mentioned earlier, so inspiring to younger people who are either in the trade already or considering going into the trade. I love your YouTube account. I think one of the very first videos I watched of yours was the one where you're like, okay, if you want to be an iron worker, these are the basic tools that you're going to need. And I feel like there's not a lot of content like that out there. There's a lot of, okay, if you've already got this super expensive machine and this crazy helmet, and you've got all these tools and, like big money things, and, you've already got a shop set up. Here's how you start. And it's like, no, I mean, you kind of just need to start with the basics, or maybe you're going to go to, a garage sale and get some tools or whatever it might be. And this is the basic beginner set of tools and equipment, safety equipment that you need to get started. And I don't see a lot of that out there. So I just really appreciate some of your content, and I'm definitely going to share it on the screen here because I want people to check that out. And I hope you create more content like that too. And I know you have your hands in so many different things. Obviously, I want to have you share a little bit more of your creative and artistic side with your fashion design stuff, right? So she's the fashion welder, and I love fashion stuff, and I love welding, and I really love that it's not this completely separate thing for you, right? You can be this woman who gets her hands dirty, but you can also be the woman who's just, you have the most gorgeous photos of, okay, I'm going to share these up here. She's in this full gorgeous flowing gown, and she's got the hood on and sparks going, and I'm like, Yes, that is such an amazing picture of who you are and who we can be as women. We can still be feminine. But as far as the fashion side of it, so you have Layu Designs, which is definitely more like fashion forward. I know it must be really fun for you. And I see you out there doing different things with that. And then you also have Ingram Workwear that you're working on, which is women's workwear. So tell me a little bit about each one of those projects.
Well, Darla, I am all about breaking the chains to stereotypical bondage. It was not easy, and it is not easy, especially being a woman of color out there in the field in a white man's world.
Yeah.
I hate to be so frank, but it's my truth.
No,
however,
please, yeah.
I didn't feel that there was always expected, I didn't feel like I had to come out into the field and be one of the boys and act like one of the boys. And I hated wearing men's clothing when I got started because that's the only thing you could find, really. I tried to wear Wranglers. I tried Carhartts, but it's square booty, straight cut. And this girl is not about that.
Me either.
Fit any of the women's clothing. I couldn't fit all tight Western wear. It's a problem. And even though I'm walking on the job site and I'm ready to work, honey, I'm still a female and I'm still going to be who I am out here. I'm going to be cute doing it, okay?
Yep.
So I'm coming with my shoes on, my face is washed, I got my moisturizer on, my hair is back. You see, like the women, it's a different story, we go out to work, we work our 9 to 5, then we come home and we still got to cook. We still got laundry to do. We got to dust, we got to change the baby and our husband. We got then we got to clean up. And then we find ourselves not getting any rest until it's time to shower and lay down. And we have no, time to be a woman. Like, wait. Yeah, I wanted something for us, made for us. And that's where Ingram Workwear come in. I want to stand as a conduit for women in the trades, for us knowing and appreciating who we are. We don't have to change ourselves. And this is not a man's world. This is our world. We are building this place together. There's nothing like a woman's touch. So I'm developing a line that's shortly going to be coming out soon. So you guys pay attention and stay tuned. Because it is for a woman. We will be able to work comfortably. We will be able to have confidence within ourselves. The designs make sense. It's constructed for us. It's flexible. It's everything that we need, and it's very, very durable. So you're not going to be going out buying clothes every 2 or 3 weeks, So that's Ingram Workwear, and I thank you for appreciating it. It's another one of my babies. Problem I'm just solving, out here as a woman in the trades. We need something for us, and I know that a lot of us women will appreciate that. As far as Layu Designs, Layu is where I get to be on the glamour side. It's a luxury line. I'm going to be relaunching, introducing my Heavenly collection. And we just got accepted to New York Fashion Week. So I'm really excited about that. So it's just about being creative. Being a female tradeswoman, it's all about creativity. Get a chance to go out and create. Have open mind and put our best foot and our best work out there, and we leave a mark. It's building a legacy. When I drive through Sacramento or drive through different cities and see the buildings that I've built, I'm like, wow, like I really have some history up in here. Golden One Center. I have, the Sacramento Valley train station. I have H16 apartments, Q19 luxury apartments, Marriott, Audi buildings, just hotels and hospitals and everything, it's like, wow, so phenomenal. And I want us ladies to be able to experience that more. I believe, Darla, that it starts in the school system. Things are a lot different from where they taught trades and mechanics and you had shop class and things like that. They're weaving that out of our schools, and our schools are not really made for our entrepreneurs. It's about following a system, but it's just not for me because the system is not for me. I'm not expected to be a Black female welder, multi-certified, a foreman, leading work, driving heavy equipment, driving company trucks in there, giving advice of what we should do, fixing the problems to this massive building. That's not supposed to be expected of me. So I just want to really show women that, look, girl, they ain't nothing like a woman's touch.
You're like, I think that's why I love your fashion photos so much, because it's like, okay, that building that I'm posing in front of, yeah, I welded on that. I did a whole ton of ironwork on that, but look at me now. Like, I also look really good.
Okay.
And, like,
Yes, it's not even like so much about looking good, but it's about self-confidence. I had to shed a lot of tears. I've been called bitch. I've been called nigger. I've been called motherfuckers and everybody who else want to be a ducker. So yeah, I've been called everything. I've been dragged through the dirt. But you know what? They never were able to impact my name. I know who I am. No matter what you say or what you think, guess what? This job is getting done. At the end of the day, I'm getting my check, boo, okay? I ain't got to worry about you. So it was all about confidence. And I had to build that. When I had struggles in different situations, I brought complaints. I reported it. But do you think you get any help? No, because you're reporting it to another white man. And I'm not saying white man as in a stereotypical or a racial context. This is just what it is.
It's just what it is. This is the situation.
Yeah, this is what our society has formed America to be, and it's not. So, of course, I didn't get any help. So I had to find a way to find my own confidence, build my encouraging backbone for myself. Yes, I had to tuck to the side, shed a few tears, shake myself up, take a deep breath and say, okay, girl, you got this, because there's someone else coming after you. And if you don't do it, if you don't make this, she's not going to make it. Yeah. And so we can't let that happen. We can't let that. We got too many beautiful, talented little girls of all shapes and sizes from different parts of the world who can do great things. And I'm just so happy to be a part of it.
I, just as a woman who's interested in what other people in the trade are doing, especially what other women are doing, I'm inspired so much by your work. I'm just drawing so much from you even in this conversation. So like I said, being able to share what you do and allow others to feel the way that I do, even like right now in this moment, is such a cool thing, that I get to do that.
And you're amazing. Look at you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh,
you're
so sweet.
You are the voice and you are an anchor for us women. So this magazine is
fabulous. Love sharing, having a platform and being able to share it is such a cool thing. And this is a platform that my husband and I share, and that's something that's always been so important for him, is putting women out there in front, sharing our platform. Gosh, I just keep thinking of all the different women who we talk to who have had to really struggle to find their way. But it's so awesome to see those who just like busted through the walls, like plowed through the ceilings, and they're like, here I am. I'm out here doing it, and you can do it too. I had mentioned to you earlier before we actually jumped into the interview, obviously I love your social media presence. I see you. So not only are you doing, the welding and the ironwork and the fashion design stuff, setting up these apprenticeships in Ethiopia, but then I look at where I see that you're doing a lot of this stuff in the Sacramento area, but then I look at, your reels or videos or whatever from being at home, and it's like farming equipment and tractors and different things. I'm like, what? She does everything. So do you actually do farming on your property?
I am out in Dunnigan, California.
Okay.
It's naughty. It's like 2 trees and a mosquito. So it's way out in the country in the sticks. And so that's where she is. I'm somewhat of a homestead, really. We have gardens, flowers, and a little bit of everything. Farming equipment, got a little tractor and trailers and, fifth wheel and trucks and everything. I'm a real bona fide country girl. Yeah, I just, it's not too often. I don't get a chance to be with a lot of women who are like myself, and I feel a little lonely, so I be wanting to share and be like, hey y'all, like, what y'all doing? To find some other women out there. And I'm so grateful because so many young ladies reach out to me, and I'm able to pour into them, pour into each other. Oh my gosh, we pour into each other on a daily basis and get to encourage each other, just like what you're saying from the reels and things. I just got chewed out yesterday. A young lady was like, what are you doing? We need more content. You haven't posted in a while. I'm like, my bad.
You're like, I'm busy out here.
I'm sorry. It made me feel so good because I was like, wow, something's working here. Like,
she was missing you.
yes, it felt so good. And I had never spoken with her before. It caught me off guard. She's a videographer.
Oh, okay,
yeah, she does media.
Wow.
And she was like, I'm going to start welding school. It was you that encouraged me to adventure into my creative side. And it literally brought tears to my eyes. I just could not help myself. Like, really?
Yeah.
So when you're in the moment and doing these things, you're not really thinking about the brand massive impact. You're just trying to have fun, show off your daily life, just doing a little this and that. And it's a remarkable experience. I just thank all the women and you and everyone who's just really encouraged me to press on. Oh. It's not easy.
No, it's not. And you have one child?
Yes, I have a 5-year-old boy.
Okay.
Going on 35, honey, girl. He needs a job. He needs a job, girl.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. What does it look like for you in 10 years down the road?
I'm so glad you asked. It definitely building infrastructures and providing jobs, not only in Ethiopia and cross seas, but here in the States as well. In the apprenticeship, we're providing jobs. So as they're learning in school, they'd be able to go out on the site, in the field and construct and provide certifications that will carry them internationally. Yeah. And likewise for here at the States, I really want to get into building apartments and building housing, and for the ones who are in need, coming out of, whatever apprenticeships or whatever workspace or whatever trade that they are working in, and just coming together and just doing something great that includes everybody. One of my really good friends is the head of Habitat of Humanity out here in Sacramento, and Habitat of Humanity has really, really, really inspired me, going out and building homes and helping families in need and things like that. And that is just right up my alley. So that's a plan. That's something, one of my dreams, to be able to be a resource.
That's amazing. And you already are, but just to expand on that, like I said earlier, I can't wait to see what you continue to do and what gets inspired in your life and in your heart, because you're already bringing so much to not only where you live, but also to the industry and to the next generation. You are definitely a woman to keep our eyes on. So thank you so much again, Lashanna, for talking with me and sharing some of your story and sharing your heart.
I just truly appreciate you. Thank you for inviting me, giving the opportunity to share, and just being a part of what you're doing, and just having a space to speak about our experiences, because we're overcomers by one another's testimonies. And there's ladies that you have interviewed and women that you have spoken to, and your experience has really helped so many women on a large scale and impact their lives in ways that you may not even realize. And so just thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure.